I stand in the world where my hair ain't straight, it curl. And you weak to a man with muscle because you supposed to be gentle and pretty like a girl. But what if I rather hoop than twirl? I rather sag than switch. You call me a dyke, but I guess I'd rather be that than a bitch. This is me. What's up, everybody? I'm Cookie Baby. I already know what it is. You know, the type of person that I see myself. Like, I'm a humble person. Like, I'm cool with everybody I come across. Like, if I'm not cool with you when I come across you, it gotta be you. You fake, cause everybody I come across, I'm cool with, just like that. Just match. We used to literally walk up and down this street just to find a lick, somebody to hit, just to come up, cause we was homeless. Shit crazy. Like, from here all the way down there, up and down the street. About to take that bike. Like, we ain't had shit. I swear to God, like, we was just walking up and down here, trying to find the next nigga to rob. We ain't have it. Nigga. We ain't have nothing. We was out here sleeping. Seems like this is like the first motel we slept in. They was hella rude too. Like, they wanted us off their property. I can't be out here like homeless. It was hot. It was the summertime. We was just out here walking. The whole time. Like I said, they was rude. We couldn't even get ice. But it was hot. We was just sweaty. We was sweating. Matter of fact, we sit right down here until like we figured out something else. We moved here to the Plaza Inn, and this nigga, he didn't like us because he tried to get in my bitch, so I had to check that nigga. And so he made it seem like to the office that me and my homeboy, we stood him up with guns and shit. So they took the rest of our money and made us leave. Okay, so we was homeless, and like we was literally trying so hard to find like places to come up, like anything, any lick, any hit, any job, anything to come up. And so like, alright, so like my ex-girlfriend, she took my car, you know what I'm saying? She stole it. She went to Texas with it. We went to Texas, tried to get it, but that just came up to a whole fight, and yeah, we all fought, and long story short, we never got the car back. So then we finally came back down here, and when we came back down here, we was like literally trying to find anything to come up with. And I remember we was sleeping in Walmart parking lot in a car, and was just like sleep there or whatever. And then my homeboy, the police had pulled up and was like, he ain't supposed to be over here, so he went to jail that night. But before he went to jail, he was the one driving, so like he lost the key to the car, which was gonna like literally leave us flat homeless, period. When he lost the key, like he totally fucked us. So that's what left us. That's what put us homeless, like no car, nothing. And so like we was just walking around, really trying to find sell shit. Like I remember we sold like 2 TVs, and that was to get a room. And then we sold another TV. After we sold everything, his mom was like, she's actually like the sweetest woman I ever met in my whole entire life. But she, she was like, well, y'all could just come stay with me for a little while. Cause she bought us a room a couple of times, but then I guess she seen like, okay, they not going, they're struggling, they're having a hard time. So she let us come stay with her. My best friend, he was somebody that I kicked it with every day. Like anybody said anything against him, like I'm going against him. Like even if he wrong, like I'm going against him because he was my friend. I'm like, nah, y'all niggas tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my nigga. You know what I mean? And then so, but we started staying with his mom and stuff, and then he started acting different. Well, right first we had a job. we finally got a job, but the job, it really wasn't paying us. Like, it wasn't helping us. It wasn't helping us nothing. Like, do nothing. Like, it seemed like that job, we only made like $300 every 2 weeks. That wasn't helping us do nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that was hard on us because the job, we actually working hard trying to come up, and it seemed like the job wasn't doing anything for us. Like, it wasn't doing it, but we at least needed to come up to get a car so we could get a better job. But like I said, it wasn't paying enough for us to come up. Like, that was the type of job. We worked at Little Caesars, but like, that was the type of job that, you know, you stay with your mama and ball out with. Like, you can't come up with it. Like, it's hard to come up with. I think I only worked there for like 3 weeks, cause like I started getting sick and like my body was hurting. I think it was cause like we had been sleeping on pavements and shit, so it was kind of hard and my body started hurting. So then after that, you know, it was like, dang. So like I started getting sick and then I had to go to the hospital like one time, and then my last day, I was hurting and I was tired. They had switched me to closing and I wasn't having it. I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this shit no more. And so I remember I was doing the closing thing or whatever. And it was like where you, I don't know how to explain, but you take the dough out. It was a lot of dough, heavy as fuck. And so like you had to take the dough out and make the dough for I don't know what it was for really. I just know it was some, it was like so it could freeze and then they could put it to the piece and, you know what I'm saying, do the flipping thing. But anyway, I was on that and the manager, I ain't gonna throw his name out there because I ain't got time for like, you know what I'm saying, but the manager, one of the managers, he was just like, I was already irritated. I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that. I was happy where I was at. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't happy, but I was content where I was at. And he was just a dick about it. So, like, I think I had dropped, I like the dough dropped, but it didn't fall out. It just dropped. If you worked at Little Caesars, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's in a big ass metal thing, and that dropped. And I was irritated at first. I was like, oh my God, like that. But I ain't said it out loud. You just can see it on my face. Like, my face tell everything. Even if I be like, oh yeah, she cute, you know what I'm saying? My face would be like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my face told it all. You know what I'm saying? I was irritated. And the nigga, he was like, well, you know, if you got an attitude, you can clock out and go home. By that time, I was just like, what? I'm like, nigga, don't tell me nothing I want to do anyway. So from there, it was flame. Like, he was like, I was like, man, don't tell me some shit I want to do anyway. And he was like, I don't even remember, but I know we got into it, and I was just from there, you know, we was already, you never know what somebody going through, so that's why you don't just fuck with people like that, you know. So I'm like, I will beat your motherfucking ass, nigga. And he like, well, what's up? I'm like, what's up, bitch? On my mama, nigga. Step outside, nigga. On God, bitch, I'll beat the fuck out of you, my nigga. I'll beat the piss out of you right now. So he like, what's up? I'm like, all right, what's up, nigga? All right, where you want to do this? What you want to do? So like, I heard my girl in the background talking, Cookie, like, she talking to me like, you know what I'm saying, but I'm mad. I'm mad. So they like, no, don't go outside. I'm like, fuck that nigga think he hard, nigga. I'm gonna show that nigga, son. I'm a gun that nigga. But you know what I'm saying, like, at that time, you know what I'm saying, to me, he was a bitch, period. You know what I mean? To me, you's a bitch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You probably still stay with your mama. You feel me? Because this job ain't getting you ain't paying rent with this job, so you still stay with your mama, nigga. And I will beat your motherfucking ass, nigga, because nigga, I'm really from the struggle, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at you as a lick, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I lose this, bitch, I'm taking you, nigga, straight up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look. That's how I looked at the situation at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I was very irritated. So he like, just clock out and go home. I said, bitch, I ain't clocking out. I'm getting my whole time. What the fuck you talking about? So I got my backpack and I just sit there until it was time for me to go. Then I clocked out and we quit. And I ain't gonna lie, I waited for him to come, but he would not come out. Like we came back when it was time for him to get off. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I want mine, nigga. And like he never came outside. Like he never came outside. He just stayed in the building, like looking at us. We looking at him. He looking at us. And I'm looking at him like, nigga, I just lost my job, so I just quit. So I'm gonna need to check, but step outside. But he didn't come outside. Like we stayed there until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he never came outside. I mean, we could do it. We was homeless. It was nowhere for us to go. I had all the time in the world. I had all day. But you know, we stayed after we lost the jobs and stuff. He still had his job. But like, well, really, they was trying to get me. They was trying to get me to replace him. You know what I'm saying? And fire him, but because he was stealing. But we all was really. Well, nah, he was, but he was stealing. Like he was stealing drinks and shit. But we was homeless, man. We lived for everything to do it. Everything to survive, we did. So eventually, like we stayed with him for a couple more days, and I remember like I had got hired at Wendy's. He had called me and was like, yeah, we want you. And you know, Little Caesars was like my first job ever. It was my first job ever. I had never worked before. I mean, well, my first fast food restaurant job ever. Because before I was a CNA. But, yeah, that's another story. Wendy's, I was just like, alright, I'm going to do it just because I have to. Just cause we in survival mode. Just because we got to survive. So I was going to go ahead and do it. But my homeboy, my best friend, he started acting weird. He started acting different. And he kind of changed on me. It hurt me because, like I said, that was my best friend. That was somebody, like, I really looked out for him. You know what I mean? Like, even when, like he didn't have it, you know what I'm saying? But I had it because I had girls. And, like, if a girl go in the store and they buy me something, like, you ain't gonna buy my nigga name? Like, I used to look out for him. So for him to, like, leave me like that and not to be like, man, like you know what I'm saying? Like I said, his mom is the most sweetest, purest person I have ever met in my whole entire life. Like I never had no one, like she's like the most purest person I ever met. Like she didn't have to open her house to us, but she did. You know what I'm saying? And for her to, like, if I could give, like, if I had the opportunity to give back, she would probably be one of the first people that I gave back to. I swear, she genuinely helped us. Genuinely. It wasn't for show. It wasn't for her to say, oh, I did this for you. She genuinely helped us. You know what I'm saying? So for that, I respect it. I was in pain behind it. Because it's like, dang, I looked out for you for so many years. And when it was your turn, it was like, fuck me. But today, that's still my nigga, and I'll still fight for that nigga. You know, we talked about it, and he just told me, like, he was just stressed. He wasn't trying to switch up on me. He was just stressed out. Well, we all was stressed out, you know what I mean? So, we used to sleep in this little raggedy blue car right here every day. And the crazy thing is, my cousin girlfriend, she worked at this church right here. And my cousin had to pick her up every day. She seen us, like, where y'all staying? It was like the blue car. She was like, oh, well, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later. So, after we seen her the first time at the church, you know, they asked us a couple of times, like, do y'all want some chicken? You know what I'm saying? You know, we was hungry, so it was like, yeah. But we really wasn't hungry, because, like, we'll go jack every day from like any store we can get anything out of. Like we didn't steal. It wasn't like we was just stealing to be stealing. We was stealing to survive. You know what I mean? Like we would jack food, like food and clothes. Like that's what we would jack. Then we moved in with her sister, but it was like the people that we moved in with, they was racist. I mean, it's like I'm dead serious. Like I can't make this up. Like they was racist. So her sister and her sister boyfriend, his family was racist. So they really didn't want us there. And so it was like, man, what the hell? Like, you know, and they was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not gonna go in full detail. But her sister really did look out for us. You know what I'm saying? She was like, well, they gonna stay here or whatever. So we stayed there for a cool little minute. But then sometimes when his family would get all dingy, I mean like just, I don't know, we would like go back and sleep in the car for a couple of days. And then like when the car just officially broke down, like that's actually when we moved in with her sister. But then, you know, I think I ran into my cousin a couple of more times after that. And then my other cousin, she let me and my girl got into it. So her mama, rest in peace to her, she let me sleep on the couch, you know. And my cousin called my auntie and was like, hey, you know, she told her what was going on. So my auntie called my other cousin. I ain't saying no names, you hear me? But they know who they is though. But my cousin called my other cousin, and then my cousin was like, my auntie was like, hey, we don't do family like that. Like, she shouldn't have to do that, and you down there, like, that's your family. But she still, at that time, she still did not want me to stay with her, period. You know what I mean? So it was just like, dang. And I ain't gonna flex. It kind of like hurt me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I was growing up, she was like somebody that I looked up to. Like she was like somebody I really like looked up to. Like I always had her back and stuff. Like I don't know. I want to be like her. Like growing up, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It's crazy how it's like the people you look out for, they don't look out for you like that. You know what I mean? Cause like I can remember times where, you know, after my granny passed away, I had a place to stay, and you know what I'm saying. She went to shack up with her girl, my nigga. So you know what I'm saying. I let her come stay with me for free, like a lot of times. You know what I mean. So it was like, dang, I can't even stay with you, but you stay with me for free twice, like more than twice. Like she stayed with me a lot of times. You know what I'm saying. And I never charged her. I never asked her for a dime when she stayed with me. You know what I mean. And even like before I even got in the predicament that I was in, and before I got homeless, like she stayed with me too. Like she lived with me until she got up on her feet, because like she was trying to shack up with the girl that was in my house. So they shacked up in the room, and she actually stayed with me for a cool little minute for free. And I never made her feel like she wasn't welcome or nothing. Like, cause that's my cousin, that's family, that's what we do. You know what I mean? But when it came down to me, it was different. But I eventually ended up living with her for a couple of months. Like, but it wasn't like living with her. It was like kind of low key horrible. You know what I mean? Like she was one person when her girlfriend was around, and then she was another person when she wasn't. But like all in reality, she never really wanted me to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a lot of fraud stuff in her anyway, because before I even stayed with her, her girlfriend used to tell me all type of stuff like, hey, she be talking shit about you, I got messages that her telling me that, but it was cool though. I wasn't tripping, because, you know what I'm saying, karma's a bitch. But eventually we did end up staying. I stayed with her, because I only stayed with her because I got into it with my girlfriend, and they was putting my stuff out, and then so she came. You know, it was hectic, and then eventually my girl ended up staying with me at her house, and it was like a whole bunch of stuff. You know, we was uncomfortable, but like we just literally did not want to be there. We were so uncomfortable, and then like Like she'll just do, they'll just, like they was fucked up. Like if we got a little money, it seemed like they was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like we're homeless. Like there's nothing. I can help you, but I can't even help myself yet. So you gotta give me a chance to help me. At least help me. You know what I'm saying? And it was like we was walking everywhere. Like we'll walk to go get certain stuff. We'll steal food from stores, like go in stores and steal like a whole bunch of food just to survive. And it seemed like they was mad when they see us come in with something, but like we literally homeless is not nothing I could really help you with right now. You know what I mean? And then so, you know, it was like, and then so like, I don't know, I just had a feeling like, hey, everything gonna be good, like chill. You know what I'm saying? So I had robbed a house, but I ain't take like normal people take TVs and stuff. Nah, I ain't do that. Like I knew I was about to come up, I could feel it. So I had got like microwaves and a microwave and brooms, trash cans and shit like that. And they took that shit from us before we even left. And I remember like whenever when my girl had left, she had eventually left out the house because like it was just bad. So like she had eventually left, and then right when she left, I remember a girl talking about 1 down, 2 to go. I was just like, for real? I was like, alright. It was crazy though. I don't hold it against her. It is what it is. I just like, alright, bet. You know what I'm saying? I hope you don't ever need me again. I got my son. I didn't have him. A lot of people say he looked like me. A lot of people, you know, I don't know if I see it. But that's my baby though. But how I got him is somebody I used to talk to. Which I'm not gonna get in full-blown detail about that on here yet, you know. Eventually I'll talk about it, but I ain't gonna get in full detail. But long story short, she left him with me. Then he was just drawn to me. And then for some odd reason he just started calling me daddy. And at first I was against it, but then I was just like, you know what? He gonna keep doing it anyway. So fuck it. Then she got him back after like a year. I was hurt. I prayed for him though. You know, I prayed like, I'm so attached to him. So I just need him back. I need him back. But he eventually came back and I had to go to court, get guardianship. And then he was mine. And he's mine. I've been raising him. He's happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's my heart. Like he really motivated me a lot. Like he keep me going.
No, guys, I want to be like my dad.
Like if I'm sad, I look at him and it's just like nothing's wrong. Hey man.
Well, my dad do a lot of gangster stuff.
I love him. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to survive without him. Like if he ever got taken, I'd be willing to kill.
She's just a cool person. She's smart as fuck, but she hood as fuck too. So
Mama, I need you. We can't do that no more because my mama dead.